And then it's time.
The new MrBeast allegations are absolutely disgusting. So the ex-employee who exposed MrBeast, Dogpack, has finally released his part 2 video titled, "I worked for MrBeast, he's a sociopath." And this video goes over some very serious allegations by a former contestant named Jake Weddle. Now, legal disclaimer, I cannot confirm any of this. This entire video is covering their allegations, and I'm simply reporting the news. So some of the things being alleged are Jake Weddle was borderline tortured in a MrBeast challenge called 100 Days in Solitary Confinement. Apparently, he was not even allowed to see sunlight and had bright studio lights on him and cameras 24/7 so that he couldn't sleep, which may potentially fall under sleep deprivation, which is a form of serious torture. Apparently, there was an incredible amount of pressure to stay and complete the challenge as well, even when he was falling apart, so to speak. Another allegation—
Which is basically, by the way, the stuff that they do on reality TV. It's how they get content out of reality TV.
Is that MrBeast had a convicted SA offender with a child victim on the MrBeast team and on camera in one of the videos as well, which is absolutely insane for a channel whose viewer base is full of kids. Dogpack is also working on a part 3 video that goes into further horrible accusations regarding potentially covering up SA situations.
Also, I know MrBeast's secret CEO has been practically like harassing my people on, hey, what's in part 2? What does he know? So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part 3, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious allegations of sexual misconduct in the company and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes. During the 100 Boys versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to f them.
All right, so that's obviously going—
normal stuff. Ooh, love it, love it, love it. Normal, normal, normal. Sexy Panda Bear, think of it 20 months.
To be a nightmare for the Beast PR team, but let's just go over this situation, see what's going on, starting with Jake Weddle's experience filming the solitary confinement video.
I'm Jake Weddle. If you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. Pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, like you only have to last like 30, we have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only gonna be bad for you to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first, it's gonna be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day.
Okay, so apparently it was pitched as a sort of vacation, a really easy challenge where you can earn $300K, where you'll have a hot tub and an ice cream machine. But then he goes on to explain the alleged absolutely horrid conditions on the set, saying that it smelled really bad and he didn't even get to sleep and was suffering from insomnia even after the challenge.
And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it,
Dude, I don't know how
It's really been 3 years? Jesus heavy using over here. Hope you're well fed.
Jealous, thank you for the 43 months. Holy shit, thank you. I will say, as someone who sleeps like a rock, like I am a rock, okay? Every time I've Airbnb with someone or even shared like a bed with someone or whatever, I'm always like, no, don't worry, man. I sleep through anything. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. It's really like the hour or two before I wake up that you might wake me up if you do some shit. Like if I'm supposed to wake up at 6, from the hours of 4 to 6, then I'm a little bit more susceptible to being woken up. Do you snore? No. I sleep like a rock. Like a rock. Like when I was younger, I would fall asleep on the couch and one of my family members would pick me up and throw me on the bed. And I'd be like, how did I end up here in the morning? Like I am, you could start fucking banging pots and pans as long as it's not the 2 hours prior to when I'm supposed to wake up. I'm gone. I'm out. The only thing that wakes me up is that fucking annoying ass alarm clock in the morning. That goddamn alarm clock. But yeah, I sleep like a rock. And I feel bad for the guy who was in this video who was actually dealing with sleep deprivation because whew, could not be me, dude. Could not be me. All right. Once it gets to a certain point, especially if I don't have video games, if I don't have video games to play, I'm a corpse, dude. I'm a corpse. I don't care. Paint fumes, don't give a fuck. Toxic fumes, don't give a fuck. Loud noises, don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. I'm hibernating, dude. Wake me up in the winter. Whereas I feel like people who have a normal amount of like, not light sleepers, but whatever is the normal amount of lights, somewhere between light sleeper and heavy sleeper. Man, that sucks, huh? You guys just don't fall asleep. Oh my God. That's horrible. Oh my God, I feel so bad, dude. That sucks. A standard sleeper, the mid sleeper. Yeah. Yeah. No, the only thing that won't, there's one thing, actually I lied. There's one thing that won't let me fall asleep. If it's too damn cold. I don't mind waking up in the middle of the night being like drenched in sweat and being like, huh? Oh, it's kind of warm. No. That's fine. I don't care. Wake me up in a puddle of my sweat. That's fine. But when it's freezing cold, I can't get a good night's sleep. I can't. And the worst part is I cope every time because I'm already so comfortable in bed and I'm like, it's okay. I'll get warm. 3 hours later, I'm getting another blanket. I'm getting another blanket. This is insane. You was sweaty? I do be sweating. I love the heat. I love the heat. I hate sweating in my sleep. Honestly, there was a period of my life where I was sweating in my sleep every night. I would just wake up sweaty every morning. And I was like, I really should change like the temperature on my AC or like on my thermostat, or I really should like change my blanket. Whatever, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I'd wake up like drenched in sweat the next day and be like, whatever, I'll do it tomorrow. And then eventually I was like, okay, this whole waking up every morning and showering is getting really annoying. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate showering in the morning. I'm fixing this. So, was the temp 80 Fahrenheit though? No, it was 73 or something, 4 maybe. It was more that my blanket was too warm. That was the bigger problem. Mayor cat. All right, back to the video.
Which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. A hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system. Give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. And the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes. On, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew.
That's fucked up, dude.
So I got to
Wait,
choose
let me raise
which
the volume a little.
sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. They weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know? And they said no.
Oh, this is another thing that I'm sick for. I have no problem falling asleep in the daytime. I love a good nap. I love a good nap. It doesn't matter how much light there is. I don't care about light. I don't care about how much light there was. But also, I think that's because don't laugh at me, guys, but I was afraid of the dark for most of my life. I only got over my fear of the dark last year. I was just like, it's fine. It's just darkness. And I'm like, and then my brain would start imagining horrors beyond comprehension. And then I'd be like, say psych. No, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I just have a very vivid imagination and I get a lot of nightmares. But I think I ended up getting so many nightmares that I kind of grew the fuck up. Just like, oh, look, zombies that are coming and trying to bite me alive and kill me again. Real original, guys. Real original in Dream Department. Anything new you guys got here? So I think between that and I finally tried a sleeping mask, and that like stopped me from getting scared about the darkness, which was cool. And up until that point, I would just have a lamp on. Just all the time. I would just have a lamp on. That was it. I don't mind. I don't mind. I like the daytime. But also I was so sleep deprived at one job because I was trying to do like 25 hours a week of a job and like 5 classes in one semester and normal amount of workload. And I started taking my lunch break at work to go to the park and nap. So I'm also a bit of a napper. So yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for, this is another one. I feel really bad for people who need it to be dark to fall asleep. That sucks. That sucks so bad, dude. Oh my God. That's terrible. Feels bad, man.
Because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep. And I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans?
That is absolutely awful to hear. So he's claiming that they allegedly almost tortured him and then asked him to basically thank the cameras for it. Now, I don't know if it actually qualifies as like a war crime because that seems a bit much, but regardless, it is a horrible thing to do to someone, especially from supposedly the kind-hearted god angel that is supposed to be MrBeast, right? And if this is true...
I mean, it's also like, I love how when people were getting into, I guess, discourse, because people were saying that there's something about MrBeast that's a little bit uncanny, and there's something about MrBeast that puts people off. I think me, as well as many other people, said, hey, it's just that he doesn't care about anything except making as much money as possible. That's all he cares about. That's all he's ever cared about. And it just so happens that going around and building houses for poor people or whatever gets views. And that's why he does it. He doesn't actually care about being a good person. He doesn't care about doing any of those things. He cares about making money. And if he does good things on the way there, sure, whatever. I'm sure the people who are being benefited by that appreciate it. And I don't really care to step in past that point. And some people got offended by that idea. I remember when I said that, there were people that were mad about it. And they're like, excuse you, he actually cares about being a good person. I'm like, then why doesn't he do any like fundraising ever? Why is it that all of the good content he does and all the good things he does have to be monetized in videos of his? Huh? So weird, huh? Guys, we gotta surf and chat. I don't know how anyone's upset by this. This guy could have voluntarily left at any time. I would have gone through all of this torture for 10K a day. That's light work. Okay, you've been following since 21 seconds, so you have to have clicked in because of the title. So do you have any comments on maybe what brought you in the first place? Like, I don't know, MrBeast hiring a sex offender? A registered sex offender knowingly? How about you respond to the thing that maybe you clicked into the stream for? Oh, you don't want to respond to that one. I get it. Yeah, of course. So, of course, how silly of me. Sorry. My bad.
It could be a serious problem for MrBeast and the whole team, because there's been a ton of allegations of people accusing MrBeast of using money to get people to do things that they wouldn't normally do in a sane mind. I mean, presenting it as a vacation and then turning it around into borderline torture is just not a good look. At at the very least, if they ever do something similar in the future, it needs to be monitored by some safety authority or something, because the reckless disregard for the health and safety of contestants in these challenges is just ridiculous at this point. Even from the recent Beast Games allegations with people claiming to be injured, denied medication, and much more. I mean, you just can't subject people to this type of stuff and say that it's perfectly okay because they signed up for it. Well, I mean, it seems like they didn't know what they signed up for, and when you dangle life-changing money in front of them, it's going to affect their judgment drastically. Now, here's some...
Also, yeah, the other thing actually that's very interesting about that. Sorry, we got to go back. It's really funny because I think a big part of Squid Games, and even the remaking of Squid Games into a version of it that didn't have people dying for the money. I think Netflix did a version of it where people just had to be, you know, tortured for the money. Many people criticized it and critiqued it as like, aren't you just doing the original show premise, but just slightly less bad? You're still missing the point of the show, which is poor people will be tortured for the entertainment of rich people for life-changing money. Isn't that kind of fucked up? Isn't that a little bit fucked up? No. And is MrBeast signing people up for things that they didn't know that they were being signed up for and then telling them, well, I guess you don't want this life-changing money. Is that not torturing poor people for your entertainment and for the masses' entertainment? Which you gotta admit is kind of, I don't know, crazy. Kind of crazy. Also, really quickly, I just gotta say, I like how when I bring up the fact that this guy is a registered sex offender, he says, isn't it going to be dropped from his record? Oh, guys, it's totally cool to be a registered sex offender and have your victim be, let's see here, 1 to 11 years old. Because, guys, it happened in 2010, which basically means it didn't happen. It's going to be dropped from his record, so it's fine that he assaulted this small child. Yeah. Gonna be honest, though, dude. Weird hill to die on. Weird hill to die on. But hey, if you want to defend the pedophile, please. I know a streamer that you might really like. Goes by the name Sneeko. Might have heard of him.
Here's some text messages he shared as well.
Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much, one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing. Felt like a parody of MrBeast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit.
Okay, so MrBeast defenders are obviously going to be like, suck it up, you signed up for it, oh, you want to win 300k without it even being hard. Well, you know, that's one way to look at it, but also, is it really necessary to not turn the lights off at night? I mean, that part is cut out of the video, so why would that be needed? I mean, why make a guy who hasn't run a marathon till he allegedly has like blisters and stuff like that and his feet are hurting so bad? It's just kind of hurting him for entertainment.
He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. People who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
There was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know? And if I refuse, it's just, well, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
I don't know. In my opinion, there's just better ways to do it. I don't even mind if you just tell everybody, hey guys, I'm being open and honest. I'm faking the videos. I'm making it a TV show. I'm going to be turning off the lights at night and giving him a break, right? But instead, he has this weird obsession with insisting that everything is 100% real and authentic, and that ends up hurting people, it seems like. Now, in the future, if you do actually fake it, then, let people know so they don't call you a liar as well, right? And so that contestants are not misled about the challenges. Now, Dogpack also shares an internal document in MrBeast where he basically shows the company spirit. And one of these sort of instructions there is that no does not mean no, which is an insane phrase to use, but it's not actually talking about consent. It's more like if I tell you to do something, keep trying to do it, even if people say no.
He could have said no. He could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No does not mean no.
Ooh.
Already insane because it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads,
when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take a no at face value. If you need a store to buy everything inside of and you call the local Dollar Tree and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if there are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter. Try their social team. If after all avenues are exhausted, you're still left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically, what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't just stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of the tools that, when combined, dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. All right, so it's basically saying keep trying to make the thing happen and don't take no for an answer, which is okay, except the phrase is a very weird choice and probably made a lot of women uncomfortable, but all right. Now, Dogpack also claims that this sort of mentality might lead to some shady business behind the scenes. For example, if an employee is pressured to make something happen, or, they might lose their career for it, then they might be incentivized to tell half-truths or lie about small details to get certain things to happen that would normally not happen. Anyways, now we get to, in my opinion, one of the most concerning parts of the entire video, where Jake says that the MrBeast team has been working with a convicted SA offender.
Well, there was a known offender, registered offender, convicted offender on the registry and everything, who worked there. From what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. And he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started.
Wow, that is absolutely horrific if that is true. Getting those vibes of, I don't know, Dan Schneider, Nickelodeon, all of that weird stuff. I mean, how did this possibly ever happen? Nobody who has done that type of stuff to a child should ever, ever, ever be allowed anywhere near kids or to even work on a channel that has so many kid viewers. It is just completely unacceptable. Again, I'm praying MrBeast did not know about this, but still, it is bad because it is his responsibility to monitor who is being employed under him and at his company. Now, it gets really bad when we allegedly have video footage of the guy in a MrBeast video.
He'll be in videos. He'll be in thumbnails. He'll be around. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a offender? It's like, why do you call him?
And like, to be very clear, guys, I want to talk about something. This is a good opportunity to highlight this very quickly. Registered sex offenders still need to live. They still need jobs, need to be rehabilitated in society. Unless people are advocating for the death of all sex offenders, I don't understand the issue. I think part of the issue here is sex offenders in general. I think that the issue here is that the sex offender is in a child-centered career with MrBeast, right? Yeah. So really quick, I don't think that people should change their morals or value systems because of exceptions. So I am not for the death penalty. I think the death penalty is bad. I don't think that the state should have the right to execute anyone. And I don't ever want the state to have that right. not just because it's more expensive, the death penalty is more expensive than imprisoning people for life, not just because I don't think that the state has that right, not just because the state can make the mistake of executing the wrong person, but also just on a moral level, just, I don't want that. I don't want us to just go around killing people that we don't like. I think that that's a bad society. I think fundamentally, I can dislike this person and I can want to see them dead, but I don't think that we should put that into law. In the way that, like, perfect example for this, if you find out that some pedophile assaulted your kid and you stab the guy accidentally, he trips into your knife 500 times. This story has happened in the news many times. I'm going to look at that and say, yeah, I mean, what did you expect, man? Like, I can't even really be mad at the parent there. I can't. Like, that's, I get it. I understand that it seems like not, I can understand the mentality is what I'm saying. And I don't condemn that person for responding that way. However, that doesn't change my opinion that I don't think that the state should be executing you. It's important to stick to your values, even in instances that you personally feel very strongly about. How is death penalty less expensive than life imprisonment? The legal proceedings that go behind everything related to the death penalty. Because if you're going to kill someone, you need to be 110% sure you're killing the right person. And even with that, we're still not 110% sure every time, which is why we've accidentally executed the wrong people sometimes. And so there's all like legal proceedings that go on for decades. And just, okay, we have to put in this form, and then we have to put in this form, and then we have to talk to these lawyers, and then we have to talk to these lawyers, and then we have to. So that all gets very time consuming, very expensive for the state versus just putting them in a jail, putting them in a prison. You don't need the same burden of proof. So, yeah. Anon, thank you for the 2 gift subs. Thank you. So moving on. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we should allow the state to go around killing sex offenders and executing sex offenders. I don't think that that's a good idea. I just don't think so. I think that just it's a bad road to go down, and I don't think that the state should have that power ever, personally. With that in mind, like, okay, dude, go rehabilitate yourself somewhere away from children. Maybe MrBeast, someone whose entire branding is around kids, who does a bunch of events with kids, who does a bunch of videos with kids, maybe that guy should not be hiring child sex offenders. And if you are this person, the person who is in these videos that is being called out right now, hey man, how about you go rehabilitate yourself somewhere not around kids, man? Do it literally anywhere else. I don't know. And maybe MrBeast has like a responsibility to make sure he's not hiring predators. As an idea, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like giving an alcoholic a job as a bartender. It's like, to be clear, I'm sure that exists. But maybe you shouldn't be around the thing that, you know, you got convicted for. Maybe as an idea. And the person who made that decision, fucking stupid decision, dude. Yeah, and people have been bringing up the Delaware comment. I'm trying to find, where did I put it? I must have misplaced it somewhere. I had it, but they were referring to him. Is this it? So they went in and found the video that he was in, which is this video.
Oh my and surprised her. Like, what? Your wife's in Connecticut. This is actually perfect. What if we literally trashed everything again, and then we replaced the house? Oh my God.
He was in this video, and then he was also in this video. Some people were saying they're not the same person. Here's something that helps you out more. In the second photo, DE in the out-of-state statute typically stands for Delaware, which is literally his nickname. All of this lines up. His nickname was Delaware because the crime happened in Delaware and everybody knew that. Why everyone trying to blame MrBeast for somebody else's actions? Dude, I'm surprised you can even like breathe with MrBeast's cock straight down your throat like that. That's crazy. That's pretty impressive. You trying to take Nancy Reagan's throat goat title? Shit, man. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Delaware. I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
I mean, what is going on? Why is a guy like that just randomly in your videos with a mask on? I mean, allegedly they call this guy Delaware because he's banned from Delaware for his disgusting crimes. I mean, that's insane. Why are people joking about that? I mean, I'm hoping there's some other story to that nickname.
The dude's brother-in-law said he was called Delaware, not that he can't go back. Oh. Okay, his brother just spoke up and said, here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. He's an RSO. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of SA when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He was hired before I was, and actually the reason I got hired at MrBeast before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and sued Jimmy's mom. Explained everything to him. Yes, Jimmy knew, but again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017, 2018. He was also let go from the company before I was. Supposed to be a behind-the-scenes manager, but in a couple of videos he was asked to partake because he needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straight jacket video because of charges he wore a mask. His charges are said to be dropped in the fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, amazing husband to my sister, and best father to my two nieces I could ever ask for. They want no part in this, and they just want to live their lives away from the limelight. I understand why anyone would be upset, frustrated over these allegations. I don't blame them. Hurting kids in any way is unacceptable. In the case of Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong. Look forward to the day these charges are dropped. What is this exchange? So you're cool with pedophiles as long as they're family. Interesting. Justice had been served long before I knew him. Next. Wait, so like, what? Justice being served? That's it? Oh, justice was served for something? Oh, then you're good, man. No. Also, yeah, somebody else brings up a good point. The hypocrisy of you speaking out about how awful of a person Chris was for doing the same stuff as the person you're now praising is just saddening. If you genuinely cared for the protection of young people, you'd keep the same energy regardless of the person. Yeah. Also, Chris didn't... From everything I saw, there was one instance where, well, there was one twit post that was really long, but a lot of these people got into, and also the situation with Ava was a power dynamic issue. That's my understanding of the situation between two adults, okay? There was no grooming involved. And I think everybody on the internet especially agrees that there's something more offensive and horrific about involving children. But moving beyond that for just 2 seconds. First of all, Ava is not a registered sex offender, okay? Second of all of these people were calling for Ava's head, including this guy. I was trying to remember where I remembered seeing him, and I remember why now. He called for Ava's fucking head after the Shadman poster. It was not a cut and dry situation like this one is. So to defend this and be like, no, dude... Some random girl accused him of this that he did this when she was 11. He's a really great guy. That's interesting that you said that. That's very interesting, man. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, man.
Name because that sounds really bad, and it actually gets a million times worse because a very concerning clip of MrBeast allegedly referring to this man by his disturbing nickname Delaware is in a video. Credit to Upper Echelon for his video here.
During the I spent 24 hours straight in insane asylum video, in which MrBeast did not spend 24 hours in any such thing himself, Zorro is a main contestant. However, at 9 minutes and 12 seconds, MrBeast himself states, "Don't touch Delaware's cracker," during one of the joking meals that they were given.
He's after my
hungry.
Don't touch Stella's cracker. Don't touch Stella's cracker.
That simple, innocuous slip presents a very big problem. If Jake Weddle's testimony is accurate, which I believe it is, having compared the height of Delaware, or Zorro, to that of Chandler, as well as eye color, hair color, weight, facial features, etc., it all checks out. If Jake Weddle's testimony is accurate, it means that not only was there a convicted offender working at MrBeast, convicted of explicit acts with a victim under the age of 11, by the way, but his nickname was the state in which those crimes occurred, which MrBeast himself openly used.
I mean, if this is all true, this is some really sick stuff. Why are they joking about that name if that is the story behind it? Why is that man allowed on set when he has a criminal record for one of the most heinous crimes? I mean, in my opinion, if you're going after minors, that is just absolute bottom of the barrel, absolutely horrid stuff. And this has got to be by far the worst allegation yet. I can't believe it's gotten worse than the illegal lotteries and everything else. Allegedly, they're trying to expunge his record too to cover it up.
Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry. Everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know. I think that needs...
Also, just because you can expunge your record doesn't mean you didn't fucking do it. Like, I don't know why we think that that's suddenly a defense. What?
more of an explanation than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did this person get into the company and you know, a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you.
Honestly, it is your responsibility as the leader to make sure nothing like this is happening at your company. I mean, I get it's big, I get there's a lot going on, but this is ridiculous. First, we had Ava Chris Tyson. Then we had a host of other allegations with illegal lotteries, beast games, all of that. And now something like this. It is so concerning for the biggest channel in the world to have potentially an offender on their team. I mean, I wish it ended there, but something more has happened that is slowly making the Beast team look even more guilty. So besides the cease and desist that they sent Dogpack here, apparently the Beast team is going back several years in the past and quietly editing out portions of videos, deleting over 20,000 comments, purging entire sections of their videos and comment sections in an attempt to hide anything that could be considered shady, considered illegal, considered controversial. Once again, shout out to Upper Echelon for his video here.
But what he did do is launch another video. This one, the newest one, is about surviving 100 days in a nuclear bunker. This right here is the 36-hour period of time where the comment section of that latest video was scraped repeatedly and archived. Green is the total number of comments posted. Red is the total number of comments allowed to remain on the video actively. Over that one single 36-hour period from August 4th to midway through August 5th, over 26,000 comments were deleted at a consistent rate, as well as in 2 very large major batches. Here's a complete list of the comments, by the way, where you can see things like this, showcasing that all at once, for various keywords and phrases, dozens or even hundreds of comments will disappear in close proximity to each other. For example, comments simply containing the word script were suddenly mass deleted. Comments containing the word fake were mass deleted as well. This right here is a video from 6 years ago where MrBeast decided to tip delivery guys $10,000. But if you scroll down, there's a jump in the most recent comments from 10 days ago to 1 month ago. All comments from the entire month of July were purged from this video. Damn, the Shadman poster is actually there, end quote. MrBeast went back to a video from 6 years ago. He deleted an entire month of comments, as well as stealth edited a portion of the video out to hide things. Here's a complete list of the edits made to the MrBeast videos over the past couple of months for anyone curious to go look for themselves. This is all the stuff they're trying to hide on a plate for you. That channel, once again, shout out to Hoboon, who is an absolute fiend when it comes to archiving data. As of August 1st, that channel pulled down 4 unlisted videos. These 4, we have them right here. One of them is a fragment of the live stream where the alleged illegal lotteries took place. This one starts right from the beginning with a stone cold statement by Jimmy that he will be signing the t-shirts, but he'll try to convince his team to sign them as well. They removed a roughly 30-second section where Jimmy says to the camera, probably shouldn't break the law because being in jail sucks. And then a part where he asks Chris Tyson, if you were to ever go to jail, what would it be for? Which is an odd thing to go back and edit 6 years later.
Okay, so that is a lot of things to delete seemingly out of nowhere.
Who has the time to track this? People making YouTube videos on it? I already made up my mind on the MrBeast stuff years ago when I tried one of his burgers and it gave me food poisoning. Yeah.
Clearly, there's some sort of panic going on at the MrBeast headquarters. I mean, Chucky, the MrBeast employee, recently sent a screenshot to Drum Alert that his nuclear bunker video had a 99% like ratio, basically saying there was no negative comments or dislikes at all. And here you are, deleting 20,000 comments. That's more comments than my latest several videos combined, so that's a lot of people. And you're censoring potentially hundreds of thousands of people from their voice being heard. So obviously that's not adding up, and the reasonable conclusion is that there were more dislikes than initially reported. And now you're trying to hide certain videos. I don't even know what other shit is there now because you're deleting everything. It is absolutely insane, and as Upper Echelon points out, it could be a cover-up. I am just dumbfounded listening to all these allegations. I am patiently waiting for MrBeast and his team's response to all of this. Hopefully they can clear something up, but this is looking really bad. Till the next one, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.